Isn't this one a hot potato? Joker Folie, Deux, or Joker Madness for Two, yes, that's what it means in English, is the sequel to 2019's Joker, which was a surprise billion-dollar hit, so we get a sequel, even though the film's story didn't necessarily warrant one. But ain't that a picture that's been painted many times before? The vitriol that's hit the news since Joker 2's release about how disappointing it was to many, that it betrayed the original, that it didn't need the musical side of it, and it is being touted as the worst film of the year, had me a bit worried. But there are many, but not a vocal majority, who are also saying this is a great film. But as always, I go into any film with an open mind. Sequel or not, what I'm after is a film that stands on its own 2 feet, that entertains and engages me. I thought the first outing was good. It ploughed new depths into a character that no one really wanted a redo on, but it worked, and with its grown-up tone and stunning performance from Phoenix, it created lightning in a bottle for many viewers. However, I also thought it was a bit flawed in places, but came out of it thinking it was really decent. Now that I've seen Joker 2, is this the worst movie of the year? Far from it. In fact, I liked it. It was a film that certainly needs the first to bed you into the courtroom drama side of it, but as a concept and a film on its own, I saw no problems with this. In fact, I thought it was possibly a bit better than the first, and if that's your cue to leave and or comment that I'm wrong, be my guest, but hear me out. From the opening cartoon detailing the split nature of Arthur Fleck's personality, to the way that the music threaded itself throughout the plot in both musical and non-musical fashion, the great cinematic style, the acting, the soundtrack, and all the underlying subtext made this mostly a good time for me. The ending is a little bit shonky, and the courtroom scenes felt a bit drawn out to the point where I clock watched once or twice, but there wasn't a point where I thought this was anywhere close to a disaster. The entire first section in Arkham is engaging. Arthur has regressed, but you can tell these guards have knocked him down a peg or two since he's been in. I've heard many attack the film because they believed Arthur had become the Joker at the end, and that was that. In the first film, he's clearly mentally ill. His transition to the Joker can be played up to a sustained bout of mania, which, funnily enough, is kind of what his lawyer is trying to defend with here. So why is this such a big jump to people that once he's incarcerated, he regresses back to Arthur-like quietness? When he meets Lady Gaga's Lee Quinzel, he gradually gets his Joker spark back. Yes, as the film comes to a close, it does something that rightly may annoy fans. But honestly, I thought this was a refreshing take on an all too tired origin style story. I enjoyed the way this opens up and creates subtext, some of it around the way the media can sow misinformation and create a frenzy from seemingly little. It delves into the trappings of fame, obsessive fandom, and the cult of a person's character outrunning reality. I've heard pretty short-sighted knocks at the title of the film itself, Folie, Deux. The meaning of it, Madness for Two, is so present here. It's about two people who are mad and meet through a mutual connection to music. Lee taps into Arthur's key connection to music here. Sure, it's not well represented in the first film, but go on, watch it again. Tell me he's not dancing to an imaginary soundtrack in his head in that bathroom, or obviously on those stairs. By the end of the movie, he's singing at the woman across the table. I think most people's issue with Joker 2 is the musical side of it, and they just either don't like them, or they can't reconcile that they went in with an expectation of Arthur going deeper into the Joker side of him, and this being a more serious or brutal film. Thing is, Joker 2 is all serious in my opinion. Arkham is dark and delves into some really depressing stuff. It gets more tuned into the headspace of Arthur and Lee. It's so intimate mentally that it feels kind of uncomfortable, and I think that's the point, but it turns people off, and I do get that. Joker 2 absolutely has its issues. It doesn't tread much new ground. In fact, it retraces several events of the first film. But I enjoyed seeing the consequences of his previous actions. The courtroom scene with Gary Puddles is mind-blowingly good. Probably one of the best in the film. The courtroom section itself drags a bit, and Arthur seems to get away with a lot of things, where in the realms of reality he likely wouldn't. Like, this has to be the most lenient judge in history, but we are in this heightened world of Gotham. It is a comic book world after all, and you can't say there aren't moments in the first film where Arthur easily gets away with things. Like just waltzing into a mental health ward in a hospital and accessing his mother's records, or getting away with confronting Thomas Wayne at a private function with absolutely no issues. However, the issue with both of these films is that they're based around an unreliable narrator in Arthur. Sure, the first shows more clearly where this is happening. In Joker 2, it's clear those moments of imagination are the musical numbers that play out mostly in the characters' heads. The musical numbers are their method of escape, of fantasy. Sure, they pick some weird old songs here, and the fact they know the words to them out of thin air seems weird, but why would that bother me? The songs are correct for the era. The fact a random guy on a train in the first seemed to know all the words to Send in the Clowns is a real deep cut as well, so I don't see any kind of issue here. Yes, it's not the best musical in the world. The songs don't often tie into the emotions the characters are feeling, but that's not the point here. You have two people going mad and with a longing for connection, purpose, fame perhaps, so they sing the songs they imagine they would sing on stage. 100% this is not going to be everyone's cup of tea. Rotten Tomatoes hath spoken, but I enjoyed my time here. It's not amazing, it's just okay, in the same way I thought Joker was okay. It's a good time. And that's it for Joker Folie Deux. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and say hello in the comments, or try this video next, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.